This meeting is
Gunline,
being recorded.
Gunline. We got a fire mission coming down, y'all. I'm your host, Lopez, and you're listening to the On the Gunline podcast, where we shoot the shit like we did out in the field, having those conversations that could be uncomfortable, that could be funny, that could be entertaining, and a little bit of everything, whether it's a civilian topic or military topic. We had them on the gun line. And the best part about it was uncensored, unfiltered, unedited. So that's what you're going to get here today. Normally, Hunt and I would be, you know, just clowning around, talking some shit, about what's going on here and there and the other. But on this episode, I think it's time that we dug a little deep into this fucking shit that's going on in America. I put a clip out just a few minutes ago on the TikToks, on YouTube, and on the Instagram regarding this topic and my thoughts on it, or how I feel about it right now. But yeah, man, it's definitely out of control, man. And Hunt and I were discussing about it. We're talking about it yesterday, well, we're texting each other about it yesterday. So what you're going to get here is how our points of view are. You know what I mean? So there might be some passion, some emotion that gets involved into it, but realize that at the end of the day, it's a conversation that needs to be had, because without conversing or talking about it, we're going to end up just fucking with the passions within us and not fucking, it's just going to blow up into something else. So anyways, with that being said, what's going on, hon? How you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm actually glad I looked over here because I forgot I had an appointment tomorrow at the VA.
Oh, nice.
Kind of off topic, but yeah, yeah. But no, I'm good, man. Had a good day. I talked to you about some stuff from class a little bit later.
Oh, word. Got to spill that tea. With that said, too,
Yeah.
man, before we jump into it, what did you do to get you canceled on the TikToks? I wasn't on it this time.
It,
What the fuck?
it was actually about this topic that we're about to talk about right now,
Okay.
man. And I got a little bit too passionate, and I told the dude, I guess was like, yo, man, you can suck my dick, and it's like, tell your mom she can suck my dick and fuck you. And I was just going off on the motherfucker.
Sometimes people need to hear that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, it is what it is. Because, again, that's how we discuss things out in the gun line. Well, fuck you then, motherfucker, with your dumb ass, retarded ass opinion and views.
Yeah.
It gets heated like that sometimes. But it's not a cause for motherfuckers to be fucking taking you down. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow.
that's all gravy, baby.
I'll be back tomorrow.
And gauging how this discussion goes today, make sure you lead them on over this way, man. I try to see if I could get a hold of those cats that so we could get on here today all together. But I think that this one, I think it'd be a good one for us just to discuss before we get a whole panel involved, especially since they've never been on the gun line before. You know what I mean? And I don't want them to think it's a hostile environment. But with that said, man, so here's my thoughts, just real quick. I'll give you my thoughts. I put it on the Facebook, and like I said, I did a snippet of it. I don't believe, well, obviously, just for those that don't know or they're unaware, today is March 29th, 2023. It is 4:16 and p.m. or 16:14. And a couple days ago, there was a fucking shooting. All right, that happened at a school, and 3 children were killed along with 3 adults. And it was by a person who I don't know the whole story or background of. I just know that it's sickening to keep hearing about schools getting shot the fuck up. It's just disturbing. Like I said in my little blurb, back in the day when we were growing up, I grew up in the 80s and in the 90s. I was born in 77. And when there was a school shooting or a shooting at a school, it was due to either gang violence or it was a personal beef against somebody. It wasn't a motherfucker going in there and shooting up the whole motherfucking school. You know what I mean? So with that, what is wrong with our society that some people believe or have it in their heads that they should go out and fucking to make their point. They're gonna go and kill innocent lives like that.
Well, like we talked about this,
Mm-hmm.
we can't make excuses because it's on personal beef or if it was some gang related shit. We can't make that personal excuse. And if we're going to say that these people that are going to these schools and doing this, not just schools, that are going to grocery stores, movie theaters, synagogues, anything, anybody that's doing this, right? If we're going to say that these people have mental health issues, then we can't just say that, oh, this is gang violence. This is gang. This is, why are those people not allowed the same grace of having mental illness themselves? Because if you're going to kill somebody willingly, that has to be a mental illness problem. But we don't, in this society, we don't condone it. Those people are going to those places, the churches, the schools, the movie theaters, the shopping malls. They're going there with the intent to kill people.
Mm-hmm.
That person that's, even if it's a rival gang member or whatever, is trying to kill somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So if the person that's doing this mass murdering has a mental illness, surely the gangbangers have a mental illness, and we can't look at it any other way.
I got you. I feel you on that. My only counter to that will be I grew up in that environment and I saw that environment, and maybe I tiptoed around that environment. I'll leave it at that. And I put it akin to the military. All right. Now, this is where I can make a similarity. When you're in a gang or a gang member, you're a soldier for your hood. All right. So it's something that's like saying that anyone that goes to war or deployed has to have some kind of mental illness to be capable of being put in a fight and willing to take someone's life. So that's what I put that akin to, because in gang violence, the way it was, okay, I'm gonna put it the way it was where I grew up and how it was. Civilians were not affected in it. All right. There were measures even implemented to avoid civilian casualties, kind of almost like a ROE. So, for example, this is going to sound stupid to a lot of people that don't understand the gang violence and the gang culture, but in California, there was a certain regulation, I guess you could say, that drive-bys were no longer going to be implemented or be used as a tactic because too many innocent people were being hurt and killed versus the gang member who they were shooting or going after. Okay. So it was like if you were going to go out and take care of some business or handle some business, you were going to do it personally versus just spraying. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing, like when you were telling me that, because I took that to heart what you were saying. Like I was trying to listen to it and making sense of it, what you were saying, right? And so I that's the only way I could put those two together. Now, for those others that are going out there causing these damages, these issues, like for example, you brought up a church. Let's go with that fucking racist piece of shit that went and shot up that black church, right?
Dylan Roof.
Yes. Fuck that. That's no mental illness. That's hate. That's hate that he had. All right. That caused him to do that. That was not mental illness. That was fucking, call it what it was. Hate. All right. The motherfuckers that went out there and sprayed in El Paso, that was hate. That was hate.
You talking about at the Walmart?
Yeah. Right. That
or
was
the
hate.
there was one at Walmart. There was another at the mall. There's been a couple of them at El Paso.
Right.
Like at the end of the day, this is my argument. If you don't mind, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is why,
what it's for.
like I said, man. Bro, I know you're gonna hate me, and I told you this yesterday, man. I'm very passionate about this, man. I am, and there's a reason behind it. I can't see your excuse. I'm not saying excuse. I can't see your methodology, because when people decide to join the military, it's not like, yes, we understand that we're going to have to do that, but we also understand that this is not going to be our own civilians. We understand that if we do this killing, that it is directly toward enemy forces that have done something to have America's might come down on them. So that's why I say we can't talk. I don't see it that way. I just don't. And it's okay. Yeah. And it's okay. We have different opinions about this. And like you keep saying, man, I'm very passionate about this shit. This subject I am extremely passionate about. I stopped talking to a friend because of something like this.
No, but
You
see,
know what I'm
here's the
saying?
thing, Hunt. Like, I agree with you. The one thing that you and I completely agree on is that innocent lives should not be taken. These children, those adults should not have been taken. Whatever the beef was that that person had to go in there, that caused this person to go and do what they did at that school should have just been handled between them and that person. Now, where innocent lives get taken, that's where it's like, okay, why? Again, I'll go to the gang violence. All right. When it's a gang versus gang type deal, think about it. I know it's for people out there, they don't understand it. I get it. But as someone who grew up, for those of you that did grow up in this environment, that know what it's like to live in South Central or in the West Side of LA, or that know what it's like to live in the South Side of Chicago, or in the hoods of New York, or in the hoods of the biggest inner cities. Okay. You know what gang violence, if you were in a gang or knew people that were in a gang, y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay. So it's usually them versus them. All right. Gang versus gang, hood versus hood. Civilians never get a hell. Back in the day, even if you saw a gangster from a different neighborhood walking through your hood, but if they were with their family or their children, you would not fuck with that guy because out of respect. You know what I'm saying? But now that's gone out the window. Now I want to get to what the fuck is the root cause of these people doing this shit. Because like I said in my little blurb, on the on the socials, guns have always been here. They've always been accessible. So it can't be that this didn't happen overnight, bro, of shooting up schools. This didn't this happened. This started like back in the late 90s,
90s,
99 maybe.
between, yeah, 99. It happened
What was Columbine?
in, yeah, that was late 90s. It was,
Columbine
I
is
want
what
to
kicked it
say
off.
98, 99. Yeah,
Okay.
it really did.
Because Columbine was what kicked it all off. And from that point forward, now those motherfuckers, they were fed up, they were being bullied, but they took it out against the whole fucking school. You know what I mean? And then from there, it's like a way that the bullied have been finding a way to go in and resort. They're like the last resort. You know what I mean? So I don't think that gun control personally is gonna fix it. I mean, and I know that you and I have differ on this opinion. And I'm with you about regulating certain things, but I think it is like we were saying yesterday. It's like a slippery slope. You know what I mean? So, I'll throw this question out there, and I'll throw it to you as well. You know, what kind of regulations can be implemented that will not infringe on the law-abiding gun owner, and that will also put a dent in this fucking epidemic that's been so prevalent?
Well, this is the thing too, and this is going to be a very unpopular opinion. This is where I'm going to sound like a hypocrite. What was wrong? What is wrong with an assault rifles ban? When we had an assault rifles ban, right? Was there any killings that happened in at in Vegas? Because apparently he had an assault rifle with a bump stock, but anybody
Let,
that
let,
know, they know that was not a goddamn assault rifle.
since we're gonna start with Vegas, we all know that had to be some kind of inside job because that was a 240 Bravo. I don't give a fuck what anybody says, but
But
yeah,
even
I feel you on that. Go ahead.
even these other ones that are done with a lot of the the AR-15s, there was not. So yeah, there were still shootings going on. There were still murders going on, but it was no AR-15. And I got it when people say, "Oh, handguns." Handguns are not going to have that mass capacity. They do unless you get that extended clip, which is going to be extremely hard to conceal anyway, unless you just have it extra in your thing. I see nothing wrong with it. I don't see anything wrong with if we take a 10-year pause like we did before on assault rifles bans, the AKs, the ARs, anything that could be considered assault rifle.
Let me ask you.
I'm not saying ban all rifles because people still love to go hunting. Hell, like I said, I sound like a hypocrite if I say that no one needs them. I say let's put a pause on them to see if we can do a study. If we can literally do a study and be like, listen, the the murders have gone down with the ban of these assault rifles, then we can start kind of like, okay, so what do we need to do now? We have statistical data that says that we put this ban in place, murders have stopped going down. What are we going to do now? You can't blame it on the gun.
Let me counter, if I may. I'd like to counter. All right, let's say, hypothetically speaking, they put this ban in place. Now, with this ban comes anyone who owns any what they consider an assault rifle has to turn theirs in. Hypothetically speaking, let's say you were a gun owner of a certain Armalite Rifle 15 or any of those. All right. Hypothetically speaking, they tell you have to turn yours in for this ban to be also in effect. Would you, as a law-abiding gun owner, turn it in? Being realistic.
Sure, being realistic, no, because, and this is why I say I would. This is why I would say no, because like I would see them saying that, listen, if you have bought this, I can't say them forcing anybody to turn their guns over. Even if it was just a regular handgun, I would not turn my handgun over. What I would see them doing was saying, hey, listen, starting September 1st, no more are allowed to be purchased.
Okay.
If you have purchased them prior to that, you are grandfathered in.
Okay.
And we are not going to fuck with your shit because you are grandfathered in. You don't have to worry about registering it. You don't have to worry about none of that shit. But there are none that are going to be sold at private sales. Well, I'm not even not private sales. There's none going to be sold at gun shows, which I know people are going to say are private sales. And there's none that are going to be sold in the stores. If you have them, great. If you don't, when this ban is up, feel free to get them again after we conduct this study. Even if it's a 2-year ban, not a 10-year ban.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I'll even compromise. Give us a fucking year ban so we can get some data on this shit.
Now, let me ask you this, Hunt. Let's say this hypothetically happens and the murder rate doesn't go down. Now, what goes down is the murder rate by what is considered an assault rifle, but you still see the same attack, same murders happening with handguns. So they'll start saying, by they, I mean those that are proponents of this, start saying, hey, you know what? We have seen a decrease of murders happening with these assault style weapons, but we have an increase on them using semi-automatic pistols, specifically Berettas or Glocks. We think that we should go ahead and cancel those now because we see that the ban worked with these types of weapons. So let's go ahead and ban those. How do you feel about that then?
I can see that, and I say that's a good point right there as you prove. And like you said, it is going to be a slippery slope. I think a way to curve that would be, okay, let's monitor how much ammo. And I know people are going to say, oh, well, you can't do that. And once again, this is for somebody that wants people. I want people to go out and enjoy their weapons. I want you to go out and teach your kids how to shoot. I want you to teach your kids how to hunt.
I'm with you.
Like, I want you just to go and have fun with this at a safe place, at a range, at a indoor range, outdoor range. You can do speed competitions, all that shit, so you get proficient. I want that for people. But like, what are we going to do? Gun death is the leading cause of death in children. How fucked up is that? Children that haven't even got to live their lives. But gun violence is the leading cause of death. And it's like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do?
I'll give you one for the gun death amongst children. I don't know statistics. I don't. I'm just going by what I sense. If I hypothetically had weapons, and I have children, I would put them in a safe. Okay. I would have them in a safe. I would have them out of their reach. I would have them in a place that only I know where to access them. All right. And when everybody goes to bed at night, I would put them somewhere near me where I know I can get to it in case somebody wanted to fuck around and found out. That's what I would say as a responsible gun owner. Okay. Now, when deaths come to light because the parents were irresponsible, then the parents should be held accountable because they should have had that weapon stowed in a place that's out of reach. God damn it, we have child-proof motherfucking pill boxes or pill bottles.
Yeah, child-proof doorknobs.
Yeah, thank you. So you can put motherfucking electrical plastic things inside the electrical sockets. Put something to curb your child from picking up that motherfucking weapon. All right.
Like I said, man, I was gonna say, I just want to make it clear that I'm not for like anybody turning in their weapons. I think that would be stupid. Even, and I know we're probably gonna bring problems to this. Even as somebody that is far fucking left, somebody that is far left, I do not advocate for anybody turning over their weapons to the fucking government. That's stupid. Like, no, that's not what I'm advocating.
Right.
I'm advocating for common sense. I'm advocating for something that's going to be like, we got to do something, man.
We do. I agree with you that something needs to be done. You know, for example, I don't know how secure this school was. I don't know how secure a lot of schools are, but I can tell you how secure my kid's school is. Here in the school where my children go to, you are not walking in that motherfucking building. All of it is locked. All right. The only entry point is through the front, and they will buzz you in after they videotape your ass on camera and you show an ID and state your business. You know what I mean? If not, bro, they see me there every motherfucking morning when I go drop off my kids. They know who I am. But guess what? Every time I go when they're late, I have to push a button and let them know my kids are late again. And do you have your ID? No, I don't. Like, okay, wait outside, please. And then they'll walk their happy little asses over there, open the door for my kids to get in while I keep my ass outside. Now, does it become like a nuisance? It does, especially since they know me. But you know what? I'm kind of happy that they're doing that for my kids' safety. You know what I mean? And on top of that, they have what are called watchdogs.
The RSOs or whatever? The RSOs?
I don't know. Consider them like guardian angels, which is pretty much like they're called watchdogs. They're like parents or dads that go over there and they'll do a background check on you before they allow you to do this. And then you can volunteer your time to patrol the school, which this guy right here, now that he is, you know, unemployed, I'm going to do that. I'm going to volunteer my time doing that. Why? Because it's protecting the schools, it's protecting the kids. And God forbid, if the time came for me to do it, I will lay down my fucking life. You know what I'm saying? And people look at me when you hear this. I am not, if I was willing to lay down my life not for the country, not for my government, but for my fucking battles that were with me left and right. Yeah, I'm going to do it for fucking children, let alone what school that my kids go to. So I'm volunteering my motherfucking time for that. I'm a solution. All right. I'm what I'm doing for it. Now, could I be armed? I wish, but they ain't going to let me do that. And that's fine. I can, at the very least, I'll fight a motherfucker, dog. I'll grab those balls, twist, and pull. If I get shot in the middle of it, I'll take those fucking bullets. That's one less bullet that could be used on someone else. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm doing. Yeah. And they have that in the elementary schools here, and as well as my daughter in junior high or middle school. You know, again, I've gone there countless times. And again, it's you push a button, they'll tell you, do you have your ID? And what are you here for? You know what I mean? If not, you ain't coming into that school. Now, they do have a fucking school police there, though, which is cool. I'm happy they have the school police presence there. Cool. But not every fucking school has that resource, you know? Another thing is, as corny, as cliche as this sounds, complacency kills. I know we heard that shit all the time. People get too comfortable. You know, it'll never happen here. And look what happened. You know, and I don't know what drove that person. I don't want to make it into a tranny thing either, because that has nothing to do at this moment with the fact that this person killed 6 people. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm not even watching the news, because I don't want to get it skewed. Because if I'm a betting man, I'm betting Fox
You're right.
is fucking talking about, oh, this person obviously had mental illness because they're transgender and blah, 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 blah. And on the left, they're saying we need to ban all guns because this person who had, it's not because they were trans that they did it. Da, 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 you know, they're going to say it was easy access to the weapons. And it's going to turn into forgetting about what happened. They're going to turn it into a tranny thing versus, no, is this a person who fucking murdered 6 people, 3 children.
3
now, to murder people, to murder children, your heart has to be evil. Or you do have to have a mental issue at that point to murder a child, I think. Adults, I might have a beef with you. That's why they call it like, crimes of passion. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're angry, you do some shit that you normally wouldn't do, right? But to kill a child, bro, I don't see it. So I would think what I don't like is that there's already in place, certain people that cannot have weapons. All right. I'll be fucking straightforward. I'm one of them. And I hate the fact that I was allowed to be in the military with a felony in my fucking background. I was allowed to carry M4s, to fire M9s, to fire fucking a motherfucking 155 millimeter motherfucking cannon.
But that's because your rights are being infringed on. Like, so and you know what, you brought up that point. What does the Constitution say?
Shall not
be infringed.
But part of my plea bargain was I will not carry weapons.
So, they never should have gave you that because your right has been infringed.
It is.
It didn't say that with the exception of felons. Exactly. It said your right will not be infringed. So here's the deal. If the government is going to purposefully infringe on people's rights, if the states are going to infringe on people's rights, why the fuck can't they do something to ensure to get off their ass, to stop bowing down to the fucking NRA and do something about this? They're the ones that are in office to make laws. They should come up with a solution for this shit. It shouldn't be on you, me, all these other people. We put them in office, this position of power, so they could make the laws that would help better the civilians in this country and that would be better for them.
Because I think the problem with that, Hunt, and I'll be straightforward, the problem is we're putting the wrong people into these places. All right.
No, we're keeping them in there.
That's exactly it.
We're like, for whatever fucking reason, there's no reason 80-year-olds, 70-year-olds should be fucking, I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, Independent. Why the fuck are you still there? And I don't even blame them. I blame the young people for, one, not voting, two, keep voting these motherfuckers in. Why are we not putting more people with our demographics in fucking office that are going to connect with people?
Once again,
not somebody that's antiquated.
Because people vote on emotion, are voting on their emotions or their fears versus voting on where they stand. All right. Why did fucking Trump get ousted and we got an 80-year-old sleepy motherfucker in there? Because people wanted Trump out. Now, I'm not saying Trump was the greatest president. I'm not, by no means. I'm not even a Trump supporter. Okay. I'm not. I like to I like to talk shit here and there, but I'll tell you what, I would prefer that fucking orange goddamn Cheeto over this sleepy motherfucker right now, because this motherfucker he's not running the government. We all know he's not. Somebody's pulling the fucking strings. We just don't know who it is. But at least I would have known what I'm getting from fucking Trump versus what I'm getting from this guy. I mean, it would have been just 4 more years and bye, motherfucker, never have to hear about him again, but no, we voted with emotion and now we got what we got. And what's going to happen in the next 4 years or the next 2 years that are coming up? We're going to vote again. And guess what's going to happen? We're going to vote based on emotion again, rather than using your fucking minds. Democrats, you guys had the perfect motherfucking candidate in your hands, and y'all threw her away, and now
Hillary Clinton. Yeah, fuck Tulsi Gabbard. That bitch was a blue dog Democrat.
Tulsi would have won.
She wouldn't have won.
Oh, yes, she would.
Tulsi she would not have won.
Oh, yes, she would have.
Tulsi, for one, she's a blue dog fucking Democrat.
Explain what a blue dog Democrat is, please.
It's kind of like what a rhino is.
Which is?
Republican in name only.
Okay. Now,
so
why do they call them
that? Because they tend to vote more, not conservatively, but they tend to vote liberally. They say they're Republicans, but a lot of their ideas and some of their votes do not toe the line.
Exactly. And that's exactly what we fucking need. Not somebody that's going to be, I'm just going to follow the Democrat agenda, or I'm just going to follow the fucking Republican agenda. We need somebody that's going to follow the American agenda. What's in the fucking middle? Because most Americans are down the motherfucking middle.
Then that's what I would prefer. Mm-hmm. If you would came out and not said that, I'm this, But then
Why do you think
if you'd have
she is
came
the
out and said
party?
like, yeah, that's the thing though. Then that's what you should have ran on in the get-go. No, I'm running as an independent. I'm running as a third-party candidate.
She
But
tried to run as a Democrat, as what Democrats used to be. The Democrats have now been hijacked, and the same thing with the Republicans, bro. They are fucking hijacked, bro. These political parties. First of all, we got a fucking political system that's just stupid because we only have two parties, and every time that there's a third party involved, oh, we can't have that because it's gonna split up the fucking this. Okay, dude. Let there be as many parties as they want to be fucking voting, and let the people decide. All right. Oh, well, the electoral college has to have this. Okay, you know what? No, use the electoral college. Whoever wins the electoral college by a maximum fucking wins. All right.
the popular vote should win. Fuck electoral college.
No. Not
The
the
popular
popular
vote
vote.
should win.
No,
Why?
fuck no. Why? Because there's more people in New York City alone, which votes highly fucking left, than there is probably in the fucking state of Iowa.
But
Which
that's
just,
the
I'm just saying,
people. But
so,
if if everybody in America has the opportunity to vote,
mhm.
and we say, hey, listen, vote for who you want. This person got more votes than this person.
Okay,
Plain and simple.
I'll make
America
it even
has
easier, then,
spoken.
Hunt. Let's make it even easier, Hunt. How about this? Let's do this. Let America vote. The states that voted blue, you get X president. The states that voted red, you get X president. And those two combined will be our presidents right there.
No.
And no. And no, that's because that's what you're talking about, Hunt. You're trying to have the majority, which is left leaning. You got LA. What, about 11 million people that live there? New York, 11 motherfucking million people there. Those two alone are more than some of our states combined. Do you think that their interests are the same as the people in middle America? Absolutely not. Because look, here's the thing. Our country is as big as what should be a continent. All right. So when people try to say, huh? What?
North America is a continent. But you're talking about Canada too.
Okay, exactly. And Mexico. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So our country alone. Yeah. So anyways, with that, think about it like this. What works in other countries, in different, let's say in European countries, because a lot of people like to throw European countries out there. You know why it works? Because they're the size of a fucking state. All right. They're the size of a fucking state. So maybe one state can work well, but it's not going to work for the rest of the states. So that's why, bro. That's why. Make it a three-party race. Fine. Throw independents in there. And if the independents get them, fuck a 270, whoever wins the highest of the electoral college wins. Then the popular vote wins in a way, and there's a break from these two idiocies that we have up there, these two antiquated, hijacked. What happened to the Tea Party, bro? The Tea Party got hijacked by the Republicans. The Tea Party came from Ron Paul, bro.
No, it's not the Tea Party got hijacked by the Republicans. The Tea Party really got hijacked by the MAGAs.
Which got hijacked first by the Republicans.
No, the Tea Party was part of the Republicans. They were the Tea Party was the prelude to MAGA.
The Tea Party started with Ron Paul. So you're telling me
why did it start? Why did the Tea Party start with Ron Paul?
Tell me. Talk to me.
I'm going to talk to you. Why?
Would you consider Ron Paul like a true Republican, or was he more of a moderate Republican?
He was he damn sure wasn't moderate. He was I want to say, not so much independent.
Mm-hmm.
He was a libertarian. Though Ron and Rand are libertarians,
but they
in disguised as Republicans.
Again, Tea Party started with Ron Paul. Okay.
It started
now,
because
there's
of the whole bullshit
there's a difference between being fiscally conservative and socially liberal. All right. The thing is that's what they were. They're fiscally conservative. All right.
They're not social liberal. They're not liberalists. They're not social liberals neither.
Socially,
these motherfuckers don't believe. They're not.
Ron Paul don't give a fuck what you do with your life. Rand Paul don't give a fuck what you do with your own life. The government to stay out of your life is how they like it.
But they say that, right? But they were all, the government needs to stay out of our lives. but they still had a problem with motherfucking abortion, and they both wanted that shit overturned.
Again, abortion is a very touchy subject, though, because you and I can agree that abortion should be legal on the basis of rape, incest, molestation. Oh yeah, I'm saying all these keywords that are going to probably get me banned on YouTube, whatever. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, in those cases, yes, if it's going to affect the quality of life or it's going to kill the mother, yes, they should have the opportunity to have that decision of being like, hey, you know what, we should terminate this child. Okay, got it. You know, that's a tough decision, but got it. But when it's used as a form of birth control, Hunt, is where I have a problem. Okay, that's where I have a problem. When these people are going in there and there's plan B, bro. You know, they sell plan B.
I think you know how like women go to Planned Parenthood and they get birth control, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So throw in what? 2 fucking Plan Bs in that bitch. Just in case you slip up from the time that you're on birth control. That's what I think that would be a great compromise.
Yes. But when you're talking about terminating a child after the first trimester, I have a problem with that. I'll give you the first trimester because you know what? I didn't know I was pregnant after this happened. You know, okay, got it. After the first trimester, my friend, I have a hard time because at the end of the day, you're killing a life. Okay, I will compromise with you. Before it has a heartbeat, all you, boo boo. But once that heart starts beating, that's a life. That's a life that's growing. You're just a host to this life in there.
Parasite.
Exactly. That's all it is. Let's call a spade a spade. That's what it is. Why does the body try to fucking reject it and throw it out? Because it's a new life in there that's like, oh, well, what the fuck is this thing growing up in here? It's a new life. What is a tapeworm? It's a fucking, is it a life in there or not? You sure as hell don't want that shit growing in you, right? Yeah, I'm just saying.
Goddamn parasite.
So, and then after that, but see, that's my argument. Again, that's my argument. At the end of the day, I'm fighting not to take the right away of the woman to do with her body. I'm trying to save the life of the body that's growing in there. And that's where we'll have a discussion of like, okay, well, what is a life? You know what I mean? So if there was a way to take that baby out in that stage and grow it, I don't give a fuck if it's in a test tube and they can do it that way. Cool. But killing a life, bro, to me, it is what it is. It's murder. At the end of the day, it's murder. And I know that you have your opinions and you're strong with them, and I respect them. I don't agree with them.
It's same, brother. It's the same. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, you don't give a fuck, blah blah blah. You a piece of shit. No, man. Right. Listen, we're adults. We can talk. Hey, fuck it. It is what it is. Your opinion. It's not like I'm not gonna stop talking to you or whatever. We ain't gonna start bullshitting, send each other crazy ass shit. Take messages.
And the thing is, like, I wish people could converse like this all the time. It takes a while to get to this level. It takes
years.
Yes.
It takes trust and friendship to get to that level.
I mean,
we got about 12 seconds.
Oh shit. Let me shoot one more link and we'll knock one more by. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's fine.
I bet. All right, everybody. I'm just sending out the link right now to Hunt. And in order to be fair, I want Hunt to also, because I don't want y'all just hearing my view. I want y'all to hear Hunt's view as to why he is all about women's rights on this, and so in the name of fairness and not me fucking just talking the whole thing and just have him, I want him to also give his point of view, because at the end of the day, just because I think it's right doesn't mean that you think it's right. You know what I mean? And maybe you're on the fence on where right is. So in equal fucking hosting, I want to make sure that he gets his view out there as well. So once he comes on, I want to go ahead and let him have his opportunity without interruption from my dumb ass as to why he feels the way he does about things. All right. So y'all have heard me give my opinions on these issues. And now, in fairness, and because he is my co-host, he's not just here to fucking hear me bitch. I want fucking Hunt to give you his point of view. All right. And the reasons that he doesn't interrupt me when I'm giving my point of views. So I'm gonna do the same for him and not interrupt him. So, Hunt, I was just letting the people know that, you are a co-host here, not just somebody to just sit back and listen to my dumbass. And it would only be fair that you heard my dumbassery. You know, I'm not here to try to convince you. You're not here to try to convince me. But there are listeners out there that are probably listening and are on the fence, So, with fairness in mind, let us know why you stand where you stand. Let's go with, start with the abortion and then go into the gun control, or gun control and then into the abortion. And I'm not going to interrupt. You don't interrupt me. The floor is yours.
Oh no, listen, it is important. You don't need to surround yourself with yes men. And I'm not saying you, I'm talking about for the listeners out there. You need to have conversations with people that you're not going to agree with on every fucking thing. Because that way even though you may not change your opinions, you're going to get to see a different point of view. You'll get to understand why people are feeling the way they feel. And if you can't do that, then there's no point of view. There's no point of quote unquote debating somebody. Debating people is not just me interrupting you more than anything, which I cannot stand. It's people like on my platform when they interrupt people. But it's you have to talk to people. Back in the day, you used to be able to hyper politicized and partisan. You used to be able to talk to somebody that you didn't agree with, didn't agree with, but didn't align with you 100%. You were able to have a conversation with them, and it'd be okay, man. I'll see you tomorrow at the water fountain, at the water cooler, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We got to do something. And I know people are going to say, how can you agree with abortions, but you don't see that as, murdering innocent children, but you're up in arms about this. I say that because one, I can't, that's a discussion between me, my partner, whatever higher source we believe in, and the doctor. That is an individual thing, if you will. And I understand where people are coming from that. That's why I never would tell somebody that you have to do this. It's an individual thing. And once it was law for people to be protected under that law with no 2 weeks and no, or 6 weeks and no. It's an individual thing. That's something that person's going to have to deal with. So I can't say that. I can't grow a baby inside of me. So I can't particularly have a dog. And I don't have a dog in that fight. I can support people and say, hey, listen, I just can't tell you no, and I can't tell you yes. That's why I'm pro-choice. It's your choice. As far as guns go, we have to do something. I thought Uvalde was bad, and it's sad that this happened too. But we got to do something, man.
I feel you. To the abortion thing, I get it. I think that at least you brought something into there, where it should be between the partner as well. Where are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, okay. I don't know if you were having the audio issue.
No, it got fixed.
No, I think you hit the nail on the head on that one. It shouldn't just be the person that's having the child. It shouldn't just be the mom that makes the choice. I think the father should have a decision in that, because they're the ones that get fucked at the end if they do keep it. They got to pay child support.
Oof.
And how about this? And I love that Pearl has been talking about it. Just the Pearly things. They call her a pick-me girl or whatever. But I agree with her a lot. If you decide to keep the child and he doesn't, then they shouldn't have to be responsible for 18 years of life of that child. They shouldn't.
I think that if it comes to that and the father says, I don't want responsibility, I think that the father should, if that's what he wants, he should sign from day one. And I think that should be an option. If the father does not want to be a part of this child's life, sign over the rights, so that way the mother don't have to go through this crap.
Agree.
That there's no animosity. But at the same time, it's going to be like, well, what am I supposed to do? Child support. Listen.
You should have thought about that before you fucking opened them legs.
Maybe, but I think that a father should be able to. I wouldn't do it. You know my situation. I don't care how much I can't stand my ex-wife. I never would sign over the rights to my kids.
Exactly. No, and I'm with you, man. I'm with you. But there's a lot of people out there. Again, let's say the female doesn't believe in abortion, you know, and the father figure does believe in abortion or doesn't want to have the child, right? Well, now he's stuck with an 18-year commitment from a relationship that was just a scam and jam, as we used to call them back in the 90s, in LA, you know, and or now he has to pay child support for the next 18 years and then some on a child that they never wanted, you know? And then that's kind of unfair to the father because now the mother is going to be putting it in their head like, oh, your father was a piece of shit when he never wanted to be part, you know, he didn't want to have a child in to begin with. So now that's the animosity that that person as a human being is going to have to face from this life form that they created. So
and
it's unfair.
What it does too is like it's still having that person around and it's still being like, oh, listen, your dad's this, that, and the third, when it could just simply listen, your dad decided to sign his rights over.
But
and
then,
that's it.
You know how much fucking hurt that's going to cause that child though? Wow, I'm such a piece of shit that my dad didn't want me. You see what I'm saying though? So
yeah, you're
it's
right.
hurtful, bro. It's hurtful. So I mean,
this is a fucked up situation, man. Like this is something that, like, I think that, damn, man, I really wish you were able to get on live because, like, I think this was that would be a good topic that we could talk about and have people's opinions.
Well, if y'all want me to be able to join the TikTok live conversations, I need to get to 1,000. I need 700 more people. All right, I finally broke 300. Woo-woo.
Hey, man, I am less than 100 away from 20K. I think I may be like 20.
Hey, make sure y'all go listen to King Virgo 82, man. I mean,
don't listen to me because I'm gonna piss you off.
Well, here's the thing. I believe that you guys have good dialogue. Like some recent ones, you guys have been having good dialogue. The only reason that I check out sometimes is because, well, I've already had a conversation with you, so I'm not going to bring that up. But I mean, that's just my own personal views. And I got to chuck deuces on. Like, you know what's embarrassing though? And this should be for the Black community. All right. And I just got kicked out of somebody's TikTok because they said I shouldn't overgeneralize on people's fucking suffrage or something. I can't remember what the fuck they said. But here's the thing. We talk a lot about uniting. You know, I hear so much about white fucking privilege and white superiority and this and that. And I don't hear the white people on TikTok saying, let's go and keep the black person and the brown person down. I don't hear that whatsoever, you know? So what I do hear a lot though is, for example, last night on a TikTok that I was listening to, there were about 9 people in this fucking conversation. And one was a Moor and one was African roots, you know. Another one was Afro-Indigenous. And within those 3 groups, they were all just talking shit to each other. Or, you know, not having a conversation to hear each other out or where they stand, but just one was clowning the other and the other was clowning the other. Because some of them, like the Moorish guy was saying some stupid shit that was outlandish. Then there's one lady said in there that she's a Afro Muslim. And so when homeboy said, can you recite this one thing? She said, oh, I don't speak Latin.
Did she say she was a barber or something like that?
No, she said that she was a Muslim. She was a American Muslim. And but she didn't know how to recite some. I mean, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. It was some kind of Arabic, probably a prayer or something. You know what I'm saying? But she's like, oh, I don't speak Latin, bro. I knew that it was Arabic just the way he said it, bro. You know what I mean?
Eddie. See, a lot of those people in those debates and that stuff like that, a lot of those people only do that to get coins to fatten their pocket because those coins translate into gifts, which translates into dollars. Like some people, like you could give somebody, and this what blows my mind. Like people will literally spend like one night. Like I'm grateful I got it, but one night I made like $44 just showing a fight. And some of these people they have battles where they get these extremely lavish gifts that cost about like 40, 50, 60, $100 for one gift. So you just pretty much gave somebody the equivalence to $100. Maybe out of that $100, they got $60 off the rip from that.
And how much are these people paying for that though?
No, that's the thing though. That one thing may have cost like $120
Oh,
just to have enough coins, to gift that gift to somebody. And out of that $120, like I said, maybe like so $120. So you're looking at maybe $90 to $100 actually went to that person. The rest went to TikTok or whatever, because they still getting their money off of that too.
It's amazing to me that I mean, because
people do that.
No, what amazes me, bro, it kills me because we talk about uniting. I talk about uniting. All right, I'm very big on uniting as one to be an American. So we don't see ourselves as blank Americans, but Americans. But we talk about uniting, and we talk about even if they want to unite it as people of color. I heard BIPOC. I have no idea what the fuck that means. But okay, how can you unite into one when amongst yourselves there's division?
Well,
so,
there's division with everybody.
But here's the thing, hon. What kills me is I hear him, oh, it's that white superiority or the white comp. White people ain't the ones doing this. You are. You're the one on TikTok fucking talking shit to your other person of the same fucking color.
No, see, so that I think I definitely would have a conversation with that offline, because it's kind of long, and I don't want this to turn into that, because we were so focused on. But it's very interesting once we had that conversation. I'll break it down to you how it is.
And that's cool. I mean, I want to hear the conversation, but I'm just tired of finger pointing. Point the finger to you. And I'm not saying you specifically.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The motherfuckers that are out here dividing us are the ones talking about unity. And so anyways, I was on this person's TikTok, and I was like, I was hearing them talk. It was about, indigenous peoples of America and whatnot. And I was like, I like what I'm hearing here. And I just put, I just hope we don't go the way of the black folk who are fighting amongst themselves, but are preaching unity. So then the motherfucker muted me, saying you shouldn't be overgeneralizing people's struggles. I'm like, I'm not generalizing. I'm telling you what I fucking see. Every time I scroll through fucking TikTok, I see the same shit. And it's like, Jesus fucking Christ, how did this end up in my algorithm? But I'll tell you one more thing.
Because of me.
Yeah, probably. But I'll tell you what, Hunt. A long time ago, we had a discussion as of how you can infiltrate a country. All right. And the best way to do it is to divide them. And TikTok has done that within this country. It has divided us so much.
Chinese.
I'm just saying.
The Chinese did it. The horrible Chinese.
If
we didn't have fucking Zuckerberg fucking muting us for every fucking thing that we say,
facts,
then we wouldn't even have to worry about this. But fuck Zuck. His shit is going down. That's why he's trying to do his best to get rid of TikTok.
Well, I heard TikTok got banned on something got passed they're
really doing their best to ban it. It might be, but
no, yeah, I guess something passed in Congress. I saw that guy, that mandatory fund. I saw him. He just got on there saying like, well, it looks like it passed in Congress or something, or the bill passed. So I don't know much longer this is going to be. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't keep up to date. I'm probably getting late in the game on this, and figures I'll probably get a shitload of motherfuckers following me, and next thing I know, bam, TikTok's gone. That's cool. You can still follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, on the Gunline. Send me y'all emails. I asked y'all last time to send me motherfucking. I can give good, solid advice, y'all. Like really, my soldiers, I was good at giving them advice. So ask me for advice.
My Twitter's a little spicy, so I wouldn't suggest people go onto my Twitter.
Well, my Twitter has a lot of. Oh, I'm not gonna say what it is, but
I'm talking about the shit I post.
Word?
It's a spicy Twitter.
I'm gonna have to look you up because I must not be.
I don't think you want to look me up, man. I don't think you want to look. It's all me.
I don't give a fuck. That's the way.
It's all me. That's the way you roll. Hey, speaking of which, I know we're getting off the subject too, but I told you about fucking class. I told you about class. Yes. So apparently Friday, somebody's coming up there to get a men's zillion. Oh. And I'm like, yo, dude, I'm not for that. Look at this dude and his butt's all tooted up in here, man.
Oh wait, he's getting his fucking butthole fucking.
He's getting a manzillion, so I'm guessing he's getting the butthole done too.
Damn.
I'm like, this dude is just out here, just not giving
go have fun,
fucks.
Baby.
No, they were doing waxing. The girls were doing waxing today.
I'll tell you
on
what,
their legs and everything, and I was like,
that motherfucker must be hung as a motherfucking horse
just to be like,
yeah,
waxing bitches.
Oh yeah, and y'all could get my number afterwards, and I'll give y'all some of this mandingo.
Yeah. They were asking me if I was gonna get one. I was like, fuck no, I'm not letting y'all near my butthole. Get the fuck out of here.
I recall back in the day when I was single. I have to caveat that just in case some people are listening. When I'd have a broad bent over hitting that shit doggy style, and they had a nice clean butthole. I think that's probably where I got the whole, let me lick that motherfucking. Speaking of which, tell me that new Army star does not look like a fucking asshole to you.
I gotta look at it. I haven't seen it. I don't really fuck with.
Just think about a broad bent over doggy style with an asshole looking at you, looking like a star. That's exactly what it looks like, bro.
The brown-eyed Winky.
Bro, that's why I said it's the perfect logo, because all it reminds me of is Bohica. And for those of y'all that don't know what Bohica means, it's bend over, here it comes again. It's like the perfect logo, man.
If you're a Bravo battery.
Well, I don't know. We were Alpha Battery and we had Chivari. Which to let me just elaborate on that a little more. Chavari turned out to be a really cool guy afterwards. All right, but when he first got to the battery, Smoke, if you out there and you hear this, your mentality was still on the trail. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying? But you did turn out to be a cool ass dude. And when you were wearing that Reebok on profile, you had me dying. I'm like, look at my shoe. I'm on profile. Anyway, he had me dying.
You were at a 10. We needed you bring that shit down to about a 2.
Yeah, brother. You needed to bring that. Roll it back some, bro. Yeah. But that motherfucker turned out to be a cool ass dude, man. Yo, I got my nephew coming on here. And I'm not saying my nephew like Snoop would say my nephew.
Yeah. What's up, nephew?
This is actually my nephew who, again, typical Hispanic fucking way. I'm only 8 days older than him. And we literally grew up together as brothers. Like we grew up, and we're going to talk about, this is going to be a civilian side, Gunline podcast. We're going to talk about some of these, something that's been irking me, bro. I've been seeing a lot of this on the social medias, specifically on TikTok, where these Hispanic children, these Latino kids, are dressing up in a certain fashion, which would have gotten shot back in the 90s without even a question being asked. You in the wrong neighborhood, dressed a certain way, you're going to get blasted just because they're going to hit you with association. They thought you're from that neighborhood because of the way you were dressed. And they're trying to call it like a culture thing, a Hispanic culture, Latin culture. No, it's not. It's gang culture. All right. When you were wearing size 60 Ben Davis that were creased the fuck up with your white and black fucking Cortezes, motherfucking ironed motherfucking white t-shirt with one fucking crease in the front, 3 in the back, and a Ben Davis on top, bald head with your rag on. Dog, it wasn't about Hispanic culture or Chicano culture. It was because you were representing the neighborhood. All right. And you would get hit up at the quick, like, hey, so where you from, fool? Anyways, and if you happen to be in a certain neighborhood that was predominantly of that gang, and you were dressed in that certain attire, there were no questions asked. There will be a motherfucker like, oh, there goes that fool right there. Look at that. He's got to be from that neighborhood. Hey, homie.
Hey, fool. Get him.
Done. You know what I'm saying? There was no fucking... But now they're trying to make it seem like it was a culture thing. Nah, homie, it wasn't. And it's just a lot of things I've been seeing on the social media, man. And they're trying to normalize this. It's not normal. You're going to end up with the wrong crowd with some real motherfuckers that dress like that for a reason. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And they're going to be like, oh, no, it's part of our culture. Bitch, where you from? You live in Rancho Cucamonga? Oh, nah, homie, y'all don't dress like. They're going to get checked, bro.
I need you to start reciting some shit.
For real.
If you can't recite them laws,
Dude, I trip out on how some of these motherfuckers come out the joint and they start talking about some of the politics from in there. And in a way, the reason it's bugging me, Hunt, is because it's almost like the youth will think of it as almost like glamorizing it or romanticizing it. All right. Because when I was a youth and I would see certain movies, Colors, American Me, Menace to Society, it kind of in a way romanticized that lifestyle, bro. You know,
Everything now, everything romanticized. It's even worse now, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Everything that happens in society is romanticized.
it's
And
wrong because it's going to lead people down the wrong path. Like for
the
me, when I was growing up,
glorification.
when I was growing up in high school, I thought I wanted to go to jail, not to college. All right,
Oh no, I
because
never wanted that.
but see, I did because in the lifestyle that I was living, that was the natural progression. You see what I'm saying? We saw the motherfuckers with time served and tattoos. We saw them. We put them on a higher status. We didn't give two shits about a motherfucker with a degree. That meant shit to me because they never came to the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? The motherfuckers came
Yeah,
back
I
to the
don't.
neighborhood with the motherfuckers that got out after doing a long stint of time, and we saw the respect that they got. You know
See,
what I'm
that's the thing
saying?
though. I don't want to. Like I applaud anybody that gets out and I wouldn't say I would say they get out, but they invest, they do something, they
Mm-hmm.
put a community center in there. But the ones that even got out and they still can't afford to do that, but they're still living good, I don't blame you for not going back. I'm living decent. I'm not going back. I have no reason to go back to. I'll go back, and that's just because I got family there
Mm-hmm.
and say hi, what's up, whatever, passing by. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that people should come back to the neighborhoods like that and move back there. Like
Absolutely not.
I hate when people criticize LeBron. Well, why is he back in the hood? Why does he go back? Why would I need to go back to a place that I was getting in trouble at and I made it out? These rappers, you could take some of these rappers that left, say Chicago, especially since the drill scene is real hot right now.
Mm-hmm.
63rd, 64th. Like, why would I go back to that knowing the trouble that I was already in and I could get in more shit? I'm moving away from that. The purpose is to get rich and not die trying, and not die while you're there.
I believe that again, I'm a person who is about duty to country, you know, and you and I differ on that. But I also have a duty to my community, I believe. If I was to for some reason to become fucking epically rich on the status of like fucking these rappers or celebrities, yeah, I would fucking invest money into community programs to keep the youth away from from
Yes,
the
from
street
yeah.
life. You know what I'm saying? Because it's what's needed. It's what's needed. The only problem is that why do businesses not want to open up in urban communities or in poor communities? Why do they not want to invest in there? Because they've seen the outcomes of uprisings, as they want to be called. You
I would
know,
say they want to gentrify those places first. You need to keep those places barren, and you need to keep them in that low population, so then you can like it's just ran down, and then you can start coming in, buying up stuff, and moving those
man,
people
South
out.
Central LA has been run down for a long ass motherfucking time. Now, the reason that I think a lot of motherfuckers will not go and invest in there is because they don't want their businesses burnt down or robbed. You know, I don't know how many times that corner store where I grew up at, how many owners it went through. It went through a shit. It started with some Afghanis, and then it went through some Mexicans, and it went through some. It just kept because motherfuckers kept robbing them. Motherfuckers kept jacking them. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
would you want to keep getting robbed? Hell
No,
no.
man, no, I ain't getting robbed. I ain't even getting robbed once.
I'm just saying. If you were a
Yeah.
business owner, would you want to if would you want to incorporate a business there? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I didn't get robbed
So
once. You got
that's why. And
hit that lock button.
so now I do believe that if I do have some duty to my community, if I was ever in a place where I can detract from the youth following those steps, I
Mhm.
would hold I
Oh
would
yeah, in
put
a heartbeat.
I would try. I would try even just opening up something as small as a fucking a rec room where they could come and play PlayStation and fucking keep them off the fucking street, bro. Because that's where a lot of fools lose. A lot of people lose their a lot of families lose their youth, and it boils down to it'll all. I think when my nephew comes here, we'll be able to talk about it more specifically, on the gang culture as to what leads people to become gang members. Because he can talk about it a little bit more than I can freely. Being that he's done a fuckload of time. You know what I'm saying? And so he's already paid his time for his crime. Is what I'll put it at. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Now we're not going to go into a lot of detail, obviously, because
Obviously,
certain street politics.
listen, there's certain things. There's things I don't like people know. Some people know certain things about me, and certain.
Well, it's not just that, Hunt. It's the fact that
Yeah.
these motherfucking these people that I see on the socials, they start going deep into some of the hood politics that shouldn't be talked about, bro.
Yeah,
You know?
I don't
And I'm
agree with
like,
that neither. And I don't agree when like I got into it on somebody's live with a Mason. Like he was really out there. I'm like, bro, I was like, yo, man, you wrong as shit. He was like, what do you mean? I was like, first of all, you that name that you have. Second of all, that symbol that you have as your profile picture. I was like, just to let that name alone, you wrong as shit for having that name out there. That name is not supposed to lead a lodge.
I'm
I was
guessing
like, and
it
you
probably
know that shit.
was something that I think it is. So, anyways,
Yeah, I was like, bro, I mean, like, yo, you talking about tying a bow?
yeah. So here's the thing.
And it's like,
He's
yo,
probably from a clandestine lodge.
listen, he was like, oh, I've been this for 20 something years, and I don't find you duly worthy. I was like, I don't give a fuck what you find me duly worthy, because if you did, I was like, you out of bounds right now. I was like, you have that one particular picture up, and then you have that name in your shit. I was like, you know, you wrong. I'm sorry, it wasn't.
Did it have to do with the Book of Ruth?
Yes.
Okay.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. No, it's the one that. It's the one that you did. Yeah. It's the one that you. Yeah. Rafiki. Yeah, the Rafiki stick, if you will. So now you know what I'm talking about, right? With the Rafiki stick. Okay, so you remember how Rafiki stick looked, right?
We'll talk because we're talking a little too much right now. So for y'all people out there, you see how we're doing this here? That's how it should stay. Some things are best left to those that know, because if you don't know, it's not meant for you. You know what I mean? But it just trips me out, bro. I mean, if some people, again, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to this. On the black side of things, when I was growing up, black folks would sag their pants, where they would sag their dickies, specific colors, Pendletons, rags, and we knew that was a gang member of a certain black gang. Now, if I start seeing a bunch of black youth dressed in that same way, that same attire, I'm gonna automatically think, oh, this cat is part of that neighborhood, or he's a gangster, right? I mean, wouldn't you want to check them? I'm guessing that you're probably listening to some of this.
Well, no, somebody, but now listen, I'm too old for that shit, man. Because like right now, like to me, it's not worth it. To me, it's not worth it. Listen, I got no skin in the game at this point in time. Even when I see motherfuckers blatantly just fucked up in uniform, I'm like, this ain't my fucking problem. This ain't my fight. I was like, I don't give a fuck. Me correcting this motherfucker ain't finna do shit, but make me look like a fucking asshole. Like, go ahead, do your thing.
Yeah.
Especially if you got some stripes on. You know what? Man, listen, if you like it, I love it.
Dude, I just noticed my old lady put my motherfucking saddlebags on top up there. She better not have scratched my shit.
Skirt. Yeah, they scratched it.
Oh, fuck her up. But anyways, man, I know you got things to do, and I appreciate your time here with me. You're going live tomorrow, right?
Yeah, about 3:30 I'll be live.
All right, so tomorrow 3:30, which is March 30th. So,
oh shit.
So tomorrow, March 30th, around 3:30, 15:30 Central Time. Y'all go catch King Virgo 82. There's definitely some good topics that they discuss. And I would just say go with an open mind.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I've really in one of my dudes that always be on there. We're really trying to get people to stay focused on tasks now more and more, and we're really trying to. We were talking, me and Petty Grunt, and we were like, dude, it's okay. Like this is not what I want my platform to be. It's just solely about race. And I know that people bring it around, and I'm like, I have no problem with having my conversations, my topics on race, but when I'm talking specifically about patriots versus patriotism. I don't need y'all to bring that around to the racist thing. I want to I'm literally having okay, why do you feel that you're this?
Right. You know, and that's the way a dialogue should work. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I think it should work, bro. And I like I said, I applaud you. You know, for you were trying to maintain control. You're the host. You know what I'm saying? And I think that they should come in there with the respect. That's the biggest thing. It's your platform. You know, you a better person than me. Because I mean, I probably would have been kicked off a long time ago. More than likely, I will once I go live. I'll be kicked off within the first 5 minutes.
Give it a week. Yeah, give it a week. You'll have your first bit. No, give it a day. You'll have your first. Your live has been interrupted.
Bro, yeah. As soon as I saw that motherfucker say, you have been muted for over because or the host has muted you for, and then he's like, on the Gunline podcast, you shouldn't be overgeneralizing. Blah, blah. Shut your little crybaby bitch ass up is what I wanted to tell him.
Trust me. You will be permanently banned. You'll have to redo the On the Gunline.
I won't. I will not do
it. 2.0.
Man, it's taking me this long to get 300 motherfuckers to like my shit or listen to me. I am not going through that shit. Look at my fucking YouTube, bro. My YouTube slowly but surely growing. I got 162 followers on YouTube. Would I love to have thousands? I would. But I'm going to put this akin to a neighborhood once again. Or not even to a neighborhood, to a gang. I'll put it to you like this. I'd rather have 10 motherfuckers that'll ride with me, that'll die with me, that'll listen to me, that'll talk with me, that I know will be there to listen and converse with me and give me dialogue and are down with me, than have 10,000 motherfuckers. And only those 10 are the ones I can count on. You know what I mean? The only reason I would like the subscriber numbers, honestly, is to get the perks from it. So, for example, with YouTube, if you get like, I don't know if it's 1,000 or 4,000, but I'm able to put my link on there to the merch, or I'm able to put the merch on there. You know what I mean? That's the only, and you know, to get more people to circulate with. But other than that, bro, I want motherfuckers that are actually listening. That's why I'm proud of the listenership that I have. You know, the subscribers that I have, because they listen. That means that these motherfuckers are actually listening to me, or they like the content and they interact. There's this one motherfucker's die hard, Gary Rowland, I think it is. Every time I drop a fucking episode, he's the very first one on there, bro. And he's putting in timestamps. Like, cause I told him, like, bro, I have no idea when you're commenting on there. I don't know what you're commenting about, because I forget 99% of the shit that we discuss on here. Like as soon as we end it,
so they send it. Yeah.
No, I feel you. I forget it.
I literally, like I said, have almost 20K, but I know for a fact, I don't know if I'm shadow banned or what, but I see who likes it, always constantly liking it. I see who's constantly leaving comments, but more like the likes. So I know what you're talking about, man. I think people are there because of the fights and for the debates, but it's all good.
See, and that's the thing. And there's motherfuckers that go there to listen to fights, and that's the wrong thing, because now you're.
Oh no, I'm talking about the UFC fights.
Oh no. Yeah, I got you. I see what you're saying. No, because I was gonna say there's motherfuckers out there that'll just sit back and watch, just to watch motherfuckers argue with each other. But then it's like the page itself, or the content that you're creating, has lost its meaning. I'm not saying you specifically.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Content creators out there.
There are people out there that rage farm on purpose.
Yes, that. I mean, they're just basically Jerry Springers.
Yeah, they do. And I avoid a lot of there's a lot of drama. And I'm like, hey, listen, guys, y'all leave me out. Like, I don't care. I don't care if you don't like this person ain't did nothing to me. That's a you and that person problem.
All right, so before we go, man, I want to read a couple of comments here that I got already from the YouTube that I put out earlier, and I want to see what the fuck it says. Should I play it on here? So I know what I'm talking about or no? What do you think? I don't even know if they'll be able to hear it. Let me see here.
Well, we got 3 minutes, and I just got my first text from Angel.
All right. So we're gonna be done.
He's about ready.
Yeah, we're gonna be done. We're gonna be done in less than 3 minutes. Trust me on that. I'll make sure I get you on time. I just want to see. So far, I've had 259 views on it, and let me know if you can hear it. All right, Hunt? I know how y'all be, man. I know how it be. Can you see my screen, bro? Oh, this motherfucker yawning. Damn. You hear me, brother?
Yeah, I hear you. No, I haven't been getting any sleep, man.
Can you?
But yeah, I could see the screen. Yeah.
All right. Let me know if you can hear it though. Okay. Um, please, I hope you can hear it. Oh shit! What the fuck? Just play the damn thing. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Lopez here from the On the Gunline podcast, and just wanted to throw this out there. There's a topic we'll be discussing tonight on the podcast, which is what the fuck is going on with people, and let's not blame it on guns, because guns have always been accessible. Guns have always been here. This shit of shooting schools didn't start till about 25 years ago. When motherfuckers would get shot up at a school, it was a personal thing, one-on-one. Well, where I grew up at, it was because gang violence. But now it's, when it becomes a thing to fucking do, I don't know. And don't come at me with this bullshit of guns. We need more gun control. We don't. Let's not go for the quick fix, which is not going to do anything. Let's find the root cause. What do y'all think it is, man? Leave it in the comments. Catch on the gun line. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Lopez here from the. So that's what I put out there, and apparently there's quite a few comments already on there, but I can't find them, bro. So I suck at this.
I'm not good at technology neither, man.
Oh, here we go. All right. So remember you were questioning about the assault ban, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. During the assault weapons ban from 1994 to 2004, fatalities from mass shootings were 70% less likely to occur. Do you have any evidence-based studies that conclude gun control doesn't work? I don't. There are people suffering in silence and no one is hearing them or helping them. It's the music and culture created from it. Just listen to it. That's all they talk about is gang banging and shooting guns. And then look at the people around. I have no clue what the problem is. Okay, that was going pretty far. I'm almost done with time. Hey, y'all go check out King Virgo 82 tomorrow. Or whenever, by the time this shit shows up, he should be good. Anyways, rounds complete. In the mission. Hunt, as always, thanks for being here, brother. And I'll catch you
all the time, fam.
Great conversation.
Right, later, man.
And tell homeboy, Petty Grunts, I want him on here.
All right, bet.
All right. Rounds complete. Too easy, man. In the mission. Gun line out. Bye, mall. Fuckers. March order. Peace. In the Middle East.